Welcome back, everyone, to Jface Games. Today we are playing Black Hack. So we are doing the playthrough of Black Hack. What do we got here? Well, I rolled up some characters. We have our fighter, Josen. 10 strength. Well, we'll see how it goes. We have Caleb, our priest. 11 wisdom. Everything else about equal or down the line. We have Galleon, who got an 18 dexterity. So this will be a real test in terms of if you have one person who rolls like a badass. What does that mean? So we have Galleon with the 18. This was actually a strength, but you get to switch one stat. That's why everything else is 7, because whenever you roll a 14, if over a 14 or higher, then the next stat is going to be a 7. And then we have Canis, our wizard, who got some low stats and 12 intelligence, so we'll see what's going to happen. All right, so here they are. They're entering the arena, and what they're up against is... I'm trying to keep everything about standard with all the games we're doing. I made them all second level also because I wanted the fighter ability to be a little bit cooler, because you'll see that in a second. And we have goblins. So the way we create an encounter is it's whatever the hit dice are of the party, so there's going to be 8 hit dice total. You then have 8 hit dice across the bad guys. Easy. They actually tell you in the game, don't worry about balance, because it's not about balance. It's about just make sure that if it's too hard, that there is an exit potentially for the players. So what do we have on this side? We have 4 gobbies. 4 goblins who all have 1 hit dice. We have a goblin witch doctor who's got 1 hit dice, and then we have this hobgoblin bully here who's got 3 hit dice, and they all have their own little abilities. And here are our players. And so what we're going to start off with, we're going to get right into it. We're going to do initiative. And so initiative, let me go ahead and change this one thing. The way initiative works is you're going to roll under your dex is the goal. This is a roll under system. Josen, good luck. Josen gets a 14. He is going to be after the bad guys. Caleb gets an 11 after the bad guys. Galleon, he's definitely going first. And then Canis gets a 20. He's also going after that guy. So, easy peasy. The only person who's going first is going to be Galleon. Now, who's going to go? What's going to be decided upon by the players, who's going to be going first once it is the other people after the bad guys. So, let's see what Canis is going to do. Canis, or Galleon. Galleon is right here, and he has a decision to make. Galleon is the thief. He has a bow with usage die D8, so he's just going to shoot a bow. Even though he can do massive damage if he can sneak up on someone. So there is this potential that he'll hide and then sneak up. But the question is I think that when he sneaks up, he has to be adjacent to the bad guy. And that's not something he wants to do, because that would mean he'd have to use his strength. Oh no, he would use his dex. He could use his dex for a dagger, I believe. Well, here's the interesting thing. Sneak attack says silently move behind an enemy. It does not say what behind technically is in distance, right? You just have to be behind them. You could shoot from range, I suppose, as long as you're still hidden. So we could try and have him be sneaky and get behind the bad guys. So let's try that. I'm going to have him start off with trying to be sneaky. That would be his dex. He's doing something thievery-wise, so he gets advantage. He rolls, oh my gosh, that is wild. He just rolled double 18s, and an 18 is a fail in this game because it is below. So he tries to sneak, or tries to hide, but he stumbles and falls. So now he's fallen right here. I believe that trying to do that is his action. Well, let's see. An action is anything to interact with or impact the state of the world. I would say that's interacting with the state of the world. You're trying to hide behind things, so that counts. Maybe it doesn't, but I would say that's technically interacting. You're trying to hide. You're trying to interact with the bad guys in a way that they can't see you, so I would say that's an action. So now it's the bad guys go. He screwed up. All right, what do these goblins do? Well, these goblins, we're going to have all the little... We're going to have the witch doctor go first. The witch doctor is con nearby. So he's going to do a nearby check. This is a con saving throw by the players. So what he's going to do is he's going to choose 2 people. Let's say he chooses the priest and the warrior. And he's going to make them make con checks because he's a jerk. And he's trying to, in essence, stun them. He is using a foul hex. Evil words the creature hits by foul hex take 1d4 damage if they move during their next turn. So nearby is technically 30 feet. So there's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So we'll say he's not close enough. So we'll say he slides down here and he moves up to the front. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He's got to come up to about here. And then what he's going to do is he's going to cast his ability on these two guys. They then both have to make Constitution saves. Let's see. Josen has to make a Constitution save of 2. Oh, he fails. So Josen is going to be... He now has this hex on him. We'll make it this color. And then we also have Caleb here. Caleb Constitution 8. He is going to... Oh, he succeeds. A critical success. I don't know if critical success helps him at all in this situation, but the good thing is he is not having an issue. But Josen did take 3 damage, which is a problem. Now, he could use his armor technically here to try and deal with that damage, but he's going to roll with it right now. His armor, he's got some armor that he can absorb, but we'll get there. All right, so that's this guy's turn. He hurt someone. That's a real pain in the butt. Now, we have our goblins. These are just goblin snitches. They have a mucky shank, which they're in essence going to make you make a strength save if they're close. Close, I believe, is like adjacent to. And so close would have to be within 5 feet. Or they could use their black bows and try and shoot with dex. You know what? Let's just do that. So we've got 5, 10, 15. Oh, I think I have a... Oh, let's do this. Where's a measurement? Yes, here we go. That is 35 feet, so he's got to move forward a little bit. I mean, we might as well make this all fancy smancy, right? Once that's there, that's kind of there. He's going to move forward 1. We know that this guy's got to move up to here. This is a little firing range. They're both shooting at poor Caleb here. Caleb has to make 2 dex saves. Oh my gosh. 4. He succeeds on 1. A 7! Caleb is the nimbliest. Oh my gosh. So Caleb is just dodging like crazy. This guy, what's his range right now? He's got... he's sitting here and he's going to attack. Yep, he can attack there, so he doesn't have to move. It's probably smart even for him to shoot and then move, but this is, I mean, we're talking about 12, so he doesn't even come close to hitting him because that is our boy. So he's going to come back here and just get a little bit further out of range. This guy's going to move forward. He'll attack Josen, and so he'll now take a shot at Josen. Josen gets an 11. What is Josen's again? Oh, that's a 5. He's terrible. So he misses. And then he's going to... Well, let's check. Can you move, shoot, move in this game? No. You can move, and you can perform an action. All right. Just to do 2 things. Move, do an action. So, he's not going to be able to get to move back. All right. So now, that's almost everybody. We got the Hobgoblin Bully. He has a tall shield and a spear. That's crazy. Hobgoblin may ignore the damage from 1 attack per fight. Okay, he's got a shield. He can help. What else is going on? Let me read a little bit of these guys. These goblin snitches, rapid feet on their turn. Their first turn, a goblin snitch may move twice. Oh, they can move twice. So let's have them spread out. Be real pains in the butt. So they're going to move around to make it just hard to deal with. So they've moved twice now. What else can this goblin witch doctor do? Hit by foul hex, take 1d4 damage if they move during... Oh, we already know that. If he moves, he's going to take a d4 damage, which is a pain in the butt. And our hobgoblin bully, what's he got? He's got the tall shield, and he can nearby throw spears at people. Okay, so he's going to come up now next to him, and he'll chuck a spear at... Let's see. He'll chuck a spear at the healer, right? When in doubt, go after the healer. So this is strength D. This is a strength check. 16. He fails. So now he would take 2 damage. Let's go ahead and start using some of our armor. So he's got 3 armor. And so I'm going to go ahead and why don't I change this to armor? And we'll say Caleb's got 3 armor use. Josen has 3 armor use. Galleon has 1 and Canis has 1. Now, this is going to be a little bit skewed because technically burning armor can be, I mean, if you're going down into a dungeon, taking the time to fix your armor might be a problem. This is only 1 encounter, so they could burn through all this armor, and it might make them seem tougher than they actually are. But just take that in mind. So Caleb's going to burn 1, so he doesn't take any damage from that. Perfect. Now the rest of the party gets to go. Josen has a decision. Does Josen have any sort of ranged weapon? He's got his hand axe. I did not give him a ranged weapon, so that makes it a problem. So why don't we just go ahead and have him take his d4 damage, right? So he's going to say, screw it. And he's going to charge up to this guy, and he's going to try and melt the face of this bad guy. So he's going to take a d4 damage. Takes 3 damage. Woof, it's painful. but he's got some armor to absorb some stuff later on. And he's going to say, I hate you. And he's going to attack this poor little witch doctor. So the witch doctor has hit dice 1. I assume that means that I'm supposed to roll for their hit dice. So, and I think they get d8. So I'll do that in just a second. Josen's going to roll. Oh, I was excited for a second there because I rolled 20, but 20s in this game are terrible. So what happens if you critically fail? Critical hits. When the results of a d20 roll to attack is a natural 1, or a roll to defend is a natural 20, the damage dealt to the creature is doubled. Okay, so there's one question I have here in terms of, and so someone else in the chat might be able to help this. It says critical hits when a result of a d20 roll to attack is a natural 1. That's a critical. That makes sense, right? Because it's a roll under system. But the comment of or to defend is a natural 20. The damage to the creature is doubled. The defend part I don't understand because players defend, they're trying to roll under, and when they're trying to hit things, they're trying to roll under as well. So I don't know when rolling a 20 would be beneficial ever, technically. But it doesn't say anything about crit fails in this scenario, so we'll just say that Josen just failed. Now, who else is going to go? Caleb is going to go. And Caleb has Hold Person, and he's got Cure Wounds. So why don't we look at what Hold Person does? Okay, Hold Person, Paralysis, 1d4, nearby targets. 1d4 nearby targets. Test will each turn to see. Okay, well, so let's go for it. He's going to do 1d4 nearby targets. In order to cast the spell, first off, he has to make a spell casting check. How does that work? Well, if he's going to make a spell casting check, that means he's going to spend an action. Once the effects are resolved, the cleric should make an attribute test, adding the prayer's level to the roll. If they have already cast the spell this session, okay, perfect. So a cleric can spend an action on their turn to cast a prayer from memory. Once the effects are resolved, the cleric should make the attribute check. Okay, so first, no matter what, he's going to succeed at casting this spell, and he is going to, he's going to paralyze one nearby target. So what he'll do is he will choose this guy to paralyze, because I don't like this hex this guy has. So that guy's now paralyzed. Perfect. So he's now paralyzed, and now he makes the check. It's a first level spell. First level spell gets added to the dice roll. So I roll this, +1, 14 plus 15. So he's now forgotten the spell Hold Person. And I believe that also means now that he won't be able to cast it again, but I think that he can potentially keep Hold Person still going this moment. Test Wisdom each turn to see if the effect lasts. Okay, so he's forgotten the spell, but he might be able to keep this spell going if he can succeed each round. We'll see how that goes. Correct me if I'm wrong. All right, Canis. And we'll have Caleb move. He's going to move up to here. He's going to get in some range so he can actually start attacking things. Canis has Magic Missiles. Let's see how Magic Missile works. So Magic Missile is if you're far away or distant, targets take 1d6 damage for each of the spellcaster's levels. So he can do 2d6 damage. So he's going to go ahead and launch Magic Missile at, let's see, Magic Missile, a far away target takes, okay, so you pick one person. Let's pick this farthest person, and he's going to do 2d6, so he immediately does 2d6. Let's find out how many hit points all of these gobbies have. They are going to have 8 hit points, because they get a d8. That's a lot of hit points for a goblin. All right, but he does 2d6 damage, and he does 12. All right, so he kills this guy. Boom. This guy's melted. Perfect. He's going to now move. He's not going to move at all. He's going to stay back there. But he does have to make a wisdom or an intelligence save to see if he keeps his spell, and he does. Okay, so he still has Magic Missile. Now, the next time he casts it, he has disadvantage on that check, but that's okay. All right, beginning of the next round. Next round, I believe we do another dex check. All right, so that's start of every moment. Let's go through the line again. We know Josen's going second. Yep, Josen's going to be after. Caleb is going to be after. Galleon, of course, goes first. Canis goes first. Okay, perfect. So we have Canis and we have Galleon going. Let's go ahead and have Canis nuke this other guy over here, just to make sure he's out of the way. He automatically is going to hit it, and he's going to do 8 damage. Oh, perfect. So he kills another one, but now we have to make a disadvantage spellcasting check, and the higher... Oh, an 8 and a 7. I think that passes. Oh my gosh, he's still got magic missile. Oh, you glorious bastard. Okay, so he's still going. Now, Galleon gets to go. Galleon was a train wreck the first round, but let's have him. Does he try and sneak again? No, it's gonna waste too much time. He's gonna move over here and get a pot shot at this guy. He's gonna shoot like overhead. Galleon's our badass. He has an 18. He got a 16. He hits. Galleon, damage-wise, does a d6. So he does a d6 damage. It's not going to kill anyone, but it is 3 damage to the guy, and that's nice. So that guy is now at 5 health. So perfect. Now the goblins go. So we have a problem here. This guy is paralyzed. Let's find out what paralyzed means. Okay, so paralysis means you can't take any actions. You can't move or take actions. But the question becomes, but test will each turn to see if this effect lasts. And I would assume that that test wisdom is on the player's turn. So this guy's paralyzed for the round. That's wonderful. He's not taking an action. These guys and this guy are going to take an action. So what are they going to do? Well, let's have the goblins go ahead. They're going to do dex shots on Josen. Might as well try and take it. This guy's a problem. They're going to take dex shots on the mage, right? They see him blasting people like crazy. So Canis, now has to do dex, which is 8. His first, it's a 20. That's a critical fail. I don't know what critical fails are in this game, but we probably know that. He's going to burn his armor. So his light armor gets ripped off as the arrow passes through it. The second shot comes, and that's a fail. That's a 12. So he fails twice. The goblins are going to do, the goblin stitches do 2 damage. So now he is at 6 health as a thing rips through him. They're going to back up a little bit, even further, as they're sort of shooting and shooting around him. This guy's not going to go. He might as well just hit Josen. He's got strength. It's a spear. He uses spears, technically, so he could get some range. He could also chuck it at this guy. It's a strength save, it looks like, that what you're dealing with. Unless... No, it's a strength, because it just says strength and there's no... Okay, yeah. So he's going to go ahead and chuck a spear at... He'll attack Josen. He's right there. It makes sense. So Josen succeeds. He has a 6. So Josen gets this spear chucked at him. Boom. He defends it. No problem. Okay. Now, the rest of the party gets to go. We had these two go already. Josen's right here. Josen's effect is no longer on him. I believe that is gone. The hex is over. Because the hex only lasted a turn. So we have Josen. He's free to do whatever he wants. He's going to attack here, as this guy's paralyzed. He's going to attack the big bugbear. So, what does he have to do? He's got to roll a 10 or lower, or a 9 or lower. He gets an 11, which is a... Oh, what's Shield Bash do? We need to look that up. Oh, Shield Bash is if he succeeded on a 1 to 5, he could hit back with damage, and he did. He succeeded. I believe that roll was a 5. We'll have to see if it was. Maybe I was wrong, but we'll say it was a 5, which means that he could have Shield Bashed into the Hobgoblin. The Goblin takes damage equal to his level, which is really cool. So he takes 2 damage, and the Bugbear, he has 3 hit dice, which are d8s. So let's see how many hit points he has. He does not have a ton. He's got 12, and he just took 2, so he's at 10. Perfect. All right. So what happens next? I don't know. We're gonna find out. All right. So next, he misses. He's not going to move anywhere. He has to make a wisdom check to see if he keeps the spell on him. But what does Caleb also has? He's a flail. Might as well use the flail. He doesn't need to cure anyone. He's going to move up here and flail this guy. It's not good. He's not very good at this. So he misses with a 13. He's got to get an 8 or lower. But now let's see if he can keep the spell effect going. It just says wisdom save, wisdom check, which he rolls at 12. He needs 11. All right, guy's out of the thing. So that would be the end of the round. Everyone's gone. And now we would go back to our dex checks. So we have Josen making a dex check. Oh, Josen goes first. We have Caleb. He's going after. We have Galleon. He's going first. And Canis is going after. So the 2 casters going after. Josen's first. All right, let's now... Maybe he can get sneaky and sneak behind. So let's have him go sneaky, because he just does so much damage if he goes sneaky. So he is going to make a sneak check. He gets a 3. He's going to sneak, and he's going to get over here, right? Now, the question is, does the hide mean that it takes the action. If it doesn't, he would now attack and do probably massive damage. If it does, then he has to wait until the next turn. We'll wait because I don't know what would happen. All right, Josen is now going to attack. Let's have him attack this guy since he's loose. So Josen's going to attack here. He gets a 4, so he hits. And Josen, oh crap, Josen has a special ability. I forgot about this. Now that Josen, this is very, very important. We screwed this up earlier, and now this is important. So what can Josen do? Josen, at the beginning of his turn, gets to set out D6s, 2 of them, because that's his level, next to targets that he wants to attack. Because fighters are awesome. I forgot about this. So let's have Josen just set down 2 next to this guy, saying that I want to burn this guy down. So he hit once with 1, and the second one is a 7. He hit twice with them. And Josen does 2d6 for damage? Oh no, each one's he does a d6 damage on each of those attacks. So he ends up doing 8 damage to the man. So he kills, well, yes, he kills that guy outright. So let's put these off to the side. Yeah, Josen, I apologize, Josen. I made you gimpy. You've got one of the coolest abilities in this game, and I forgot all about it. So that is their turn. Now we have the bugbears going, or the bad guys going. These 2 are going to shoot at Josen. Might as well, because he's got such a terrible dex. Might as well try and burn him down. Josen has to do 2 dex saves. That's a fail and a success. He succeeded at 1. He rolled a critical success with a 1. But we're going to have him take armor. Boom, he's burning through his armor, which might be a problem if they keep going through the dungeon. Technically, he probably should take a hit here or there and have himself been healed. But then he could lose his spell ability, so that might be a problem. Okay, so anyways. So these 2 shoot at him. He is going to attack here. We'll say he steps over and attacks this guy with his spear. He has to make a strength save. Caleb cannot make the strength save, which means he's going to take 2 damage from the bugbear. Now the bugbear also, don't forget, he's got a tall shield, so he can resist something at some point in time. So Caleb takes 2 damage. All right. Now we have our mage. He's going to blast away. He's going to do 2d6 here because he's 7 damage. This guy's almost dead. And then he is going to have to make see if he loses his magic missile. 11 and 11. What's his ability? 12. He's still got magic missile. He's rolling amazing because he's got disadvantage, right? And then we have our caster here. He has heal. What can he do? What can he do? Why don't these guys are shooting at him? So he's going to charge up to one of them. Make it so it's harder to hit him, right? And so he is going to use his flail. He's got a D8, not the best. He gets a 3. He hits. So he's going to do a D6 damage. And this guy's already at 5 health. He takes 4 damage. This guy's at 1. So this guy's almost dead. This guy's almost dead. They're both at 1 hit point. And this guy's in trouble. All right, that would be the end of the round. Once again, we go to the top of the lineup. Josen, he's going to be going after. Here, he's going to be going before. Galleon, going for. Caleb, after. Okay, so let's go ahead and have Galleon go first. Galleon is going to stab this man in the back. He needs 18 or lower. He gets a 2, no problem. Now he's doing his sneak attack, so he gets 2d6. He does 7, but the bugbear is now going to use his tall shield. Oh, that sucks. So he does this massive damage, but the bugbear shrugs it off using his armor. He now is going to blast. Let's go ahead and blast the bugbear. He's going to use his magic missiles against the bugbear. He does 6 damage. So now the bugbear's not doing well. He's at 4 health. We have to have disadvantaged for Canis. Does he lose his spell finally? 7 and a 14? He loses magic missile. Magic missile is gone, folks. That's a problem. All right, magic missile's gone. Now the bad guys go. This guy's going to attack here. Oop, Caleb gets a 6. Caleb, I'm sure that's below his strength. 8, so Caleb blocks it. That's wonderful. He's going to shoot at Josen. Josen's dex. Oh, he gets a 3. So Josen blocks it as well. This guy's going to attack now. Galleon. Yeah, Galleon. Why not? That's actually a good idea. Galleon's strength is 7. He hits him. Galleon gets hit by this bugbear for 5 damage. Galleon's first blood. All right, so Galleon's at 8 now. He could have used his armor, but he's going to take it. All right, now we have Josen attacking. Josen's going to stack both of these on this guy and say, look, I'm going to take you to Pound Town. So prepare yourself. 17, it's a miss. And a 9, that's a hit, because he's got a 10. Perfect. So he hit him once. He's going to do 6 damage, and he's dead. So at this point in time, it's pretty much cleanup, and hopefully this gives an idea of how this game runs. So this is Black Hack. If we think about what this game is trying to do, these monsters are pretty simplistic. But if we think about this being an attrition game as you're going through a dungeon, at this point in time, Josen's lost some armor, Caleb's lost some armor, our mage no longer has magic missile, Caleb no longer has hold person. So we've got a real problem if we're now going to be facing something even more deadly as we go deeper and deeper into this dungeon before we have to rest. All right, hit subscribe, hit the bell, and I will talk to you all later.